Hey everybody, welcome back to JT Channel and welcome to a movie review for the recent recent-ish horror movie, In a Violent Nature. I've only done one other movie review before, and it was for Godzilla Kong New Empire, and I did it like the day it came out or the day after it came out. Like I saw it, came home, and did two reviews, non-spoiler and spoiler. This is just a straight-up review, so it's going to be spoilers. I don't remember when this movie came out, but it's less than a year old or roughly a year old, so get ready, okay? This was a hell of a movie. So again, I am reviewing In a Violent Nature, which is a Shudder exclusive, a Shudder original, I think. Get Shudder if you like horror. Lots of good movies on there. And I hadn't seen it yet, and I decided to give it a shot. And my short version reaction or review is that it was really good and really different, at least for me. I have never seen anything like it. If you know movies that are more like it and you're like, oh, it's like this, let me know. But here comes the long version. Here comes the spoilers. So if you liked the first minute of this video where I said I liked it and it was good, and you don't want spoilers, cut off. So the movie, I didn't know what the movie was about at first. I saw the trailers and I was like, oh, it's in the trailers, you just see that it's like a third person angle following the killer. I didn't know much else, and I was like, that's really cool. That doesn't happen very often. It's really rare, and again, I've never watched a movie like it. But the movie itself does frame itself around like the killer's viewpoint. You don't stay with the killer the whole time, because you got to get to know the victims, the other characters. And excuse me, I got crap in my eye. Not actual crap, you know what they are. But this is what I usually pause the videos for. But so the movie follows this group of campers, I guess, out just having a wild time, and they go to this old burned down place, and they find this golden locket, cliche, but it works, on this pole that is apparently holding down a undead serial killer kind of thing, Freddy, Jason Voorhees, Michael, Leprechaun. I say Leprechaun because of the golden necklace, locket. So, and of course they take it, he comes to life and kills as many people as he possibly can. That's the short version. Again, well, the short version is how much I liked it, but I'm stuttering all over the place. I apologize. I'm trying to put this into words. I really like the movie. It is insanely gory. I need to get that out now. If you've made it this far in the video, I want you to tell you now that if you have Shudder, or if you're going to get Shudder, if you value my opinion and you're like, oh, JT liked this movie, I'll check it out. Make sure you have the stomach for it, because they don't hold back at all. The very first kill in the movie isn't one of the campers. It's like the killer, whose name is Johnny. Johnny, I'm sure he had a last name, but all I can remember is Johnny. Wanders off a certain direction and kills a guy, and I'm not sure why he kills him. He kind of wanders over. He hears some people talking. He hears honking. He hears some people talking, and he goes to this guy's house and kills him. You don't see the kill. You see him reaching for the guy. You see his hand come like into the screen, and then it cuts to the house, and his hand is still moving forward, but now it's covered in blood. And you kind of see the remnants off to the side. It's blurred out. Not blurred out, but like it's blurry, so you got to kind of look for yourself. What did he do? But after that is when the movie really starts to pick up. I don't think the movie ever doesn't pick up. There's no crazy music like in regular horror movies. There's no jump scares, really, if I remember right, like none, because you're really just following this killer. It's like a video game, and that's the best way I can compare it is like playing God of War. You're playing in third-person perspective as you're playing as Kratos. And then when you go into cutscenes, the camera kind of goes to wherever it needs to go. And that's kind of what this movie is like. As you're following Johnny around, when it gets to a certain point where you need to like meet a character or learn something, the camera cuts to the other people, but it's still not shot quite like a regular movie. Like the camera pans in certain directions or sits. It'll sit like at a certain character's height, like at like 5'6" or 5'7", and it stays there. It doesn't follow the character. It stays there as the characters walk by or walk around. Or like one of the earlier kills, it sits on the other side of water, other side of this massive lake, while Johnny has an axe and a double-sided hook, grip hook that firefighters use. It's part of his story. And he goes into the water, and the camera stays. And you see these two girls on the other side of the lake that have a crush on each other. And one jumps in the water while the other one walks off. And it sits there for what seems like an exorbitant amount of time. It's like 45 seconds, but it feels like forever. You're just staring at this water, and the girl is so far in the distance you don't really see what's going on. But then all of a sudden you hear splashing, she screams, and then the camera jumps to the other side all of a sudden, but it's still not a close-up or anything. It's still like a little cut back, like you're looking down at the lake, and you see her pop up and scream for help, and then she's, eventually her body just floats up. That's the tamest kill in the whole movie. I mentioned the gore earlier. I'm not going to sit here and I'm not James A. Janice. Shout out. But I'm not going to go through all the kills. However, I will say there is a kill. The one right after that is one of the most disgusting kills I've ever seen. I've watched a lot of horror movies. I've watched the Terrifier movies. I've watched Hatchet. My favorite horror movies are the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. In the first Nightmare on Elm Street movie, Johnny Depp gets turned into a fountain of blood. The last time I was grossed out by a death scene, there's twice I can think of. Once is in the first time I saw Daybreakers, when that one zombie almost explodes, comes back, and then explodes. I was eating, so it grossed me out. And the first time I ever saw Hatchet, those kills got to me really bad because they're really violent. Now, I got used to it, and Hatchets 2 through 4 didn't bother me. The fourth one made me laugh. We'll talk about that another day, depending on how this video does. But that was the last time I was nauseous or grossed out by a kill in a horror movie because I'm used to it. We're all desensitized to gore, which is where Terrifier comes in. Terrifier 2 had that one scene, if you know, you know, if you don't know, you're on your own. That grossed a lot of people out. Did it gross me out? Sure it did, but it didn't make me feel queasy in my stomach. The first Hatchet did, and the kill I'm talking about in A Violent Nature did. I know I'm suspending you, but I'm not going to tell you what happened. All I'm going to say is it's really inventive, and you have to have a strong stomach, I think. That's the fourth kill in the movie. There's that first guy, there's another guy, and then there's the girl that gets drowned, and then there's the fourth kill, and that one by far exceeds all the other kills. There's a cool thing with a log splitter. I'll tell you right now, I can't handle wood chippers, and in this part of the movie, he breaks a dude's back, and he walks off into a barn or a building. You don't know it's a barn yet, but it is a barn, and you hear something start up. You hear an engine start, and it takes forever for the camera to decide to go into the barn to show you what it is. And I thought it was a wood chipper, and I was scared. Like I said, I don't do wood chippers very well. But yeah, there's a log splitter. There's axes. There's the grip hook. There's some sort of saw thing. I don't know what it was. I didn't get a good look at it. It's part of the second kill. I'm talking about the kills a lot, I know, but it's just kind of I want you all to understand, the kills are they're really inventive for the most part. You can see the inspiration from other horror films. I love this backstory they give Johnny. He was a special needs kid that his dad always had him around a mill or something, or a fire tower or something like that. And his coworkers made fun of him all the time, and they bullied him. They basically bullied him one time, and he fell and died, and then his dad died, and he's out for revenge all the time. There is I think the last kill in the movie is probably the wildest, not the goriest, but the wildest. Again, I'm not really going to tell you what it was. My brain is telling me that was the last kill in the movie, and it's just kind of wild, in my opinion. It's a surprise because it goes on forever. That's what it is. It's a kill that just kind of keeps going for an extremely long time. Again, the framing is really cool. The story is really cool. There's never a sense of ease, and I like that. A lot of times in horror movies, they try to give you a false sense of security. And that's what I meant about the music earlier. I know I went on for the kills for a while, but with the music in horror movies, sometimes they'll play terrifying, dreadful music, or those stings when jump scares, boo, or there's a ding, or something when there's a jump scare, or that high-pitched squeak, which I'm not going to try to do. And that helps with the jump scares. If something just pops up in front of you, you're going to, oh. If something pops up in front of you with a sound, you're going to go, oh. So it's good, but in this movie, they didn't do that. There's a little bit of music here and there, but not much. And I don't think it adds to it because you never get a sense of dread. Well, you always get a sense of dread, but the music never tries to change your mood. Even in the final few minutes, when the final girl is rescued, again, spoilers, I apologize, but I did warn you about spoilers. But when the final girl is rescued, like when I was watching it, I kept waiting for something to happen because the movie continues. It's the way it frames, the framing and the filming continues the same way the whole film. So you don't get a sense of like urgency. Well, yeah, you don't really get a sense of urgency, and you don't get a sense of, oh, everything's going to be okay, everything's fine. It just continues to make you feel uncomfortable. Even the last, like, I don't know, it felt like it went on for a really long time, like maybe 10 or so minutes. The end of the movie where, you know, it is over, but you don't feel like it's over. And me telling you this, I promise you, you're going to feel uncomfortable. Even if you watch this and then go watch the movie, it's an uncomfortable movie from start to finish. Like, even the very first few minutes before Johnny comes to life, you just don't feel comfortable. You're like, something's not right. I don't like this. And then Johnny comes to life. And again, the kills are really good. They're really unique. The fourth kill in the movie, remember that. The fourth kill in the movie is horrendous. It made me uncomfortable. It made me queasy, like I said. And that's saying a lot because, again, I'm one of those people that can handle gore. I used to not be able to. I won't lie. I used to be a little bitch about it. But now I can handle it. Like, I plan on going to see Terrifier 2 and 3 in theaters next week. But that's it, I guess. This went on longer than I expected because I really wanted to talk about how unique this movie was, how unique the kills were, and how, you know, like I said, it's kind of like a video game. You're following the main character in third person, and then when important information needs to come through, you follow other characters for a brief moment, for a few minutes. I really liked it. I recommend that everybody that is a horror fan watch it. It's really well done. I don't know if they opened it for a sequel necessarily. I don't want to spoil the full ending. It had a pretty open and shut ending, like a pretty good, like if they decided this is the only In a Violent Nature they're going to do, like if they're going to keep this character to one film, they can. They didn't leave it open for another movie, but they left it open to interpretation for sure. So go see it. It's on Shudder if you have Shudder. Shudder does a 7-day free trial. So maybe just get Shudder and check it out. Let me know what you thought of it. Let me know what you thought of this video. Leave a like, leave a comment. Leave me a horror movie that you think I haven't seen. I'm going to be checking out VHS Beyond this weekend. I will definitely be reviewing that. And if this video does well, I might do more movie reviews. I've said a lot of times in the past, I don't want to chase clout or chase views, but I know what's popular, and, you know, the last time I did a movie review, it did pretty well. So that's it, I suppose. Like I said, let me know if you've seen it, what you thought of it. Look out for the VHS Beyond review. I'm a massive fan of the VHS movies. I'll probably talk to you guys about those in another video. About, like, I'm thinking about sitting down and, like, rating all 6 movies, which is super easy for me to do, but then rating all the segments in each movie. That's 35 to 40 segments, and rating them all to my favorite. I know what my favorite is, and I know what my least favorite is, but how do all the others rank? Yeah, that's it. So, like I said like a minute ago, like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think of In a Violent Nature, if you're going to see it, if you do see it. And again, drop some horror movies I should see this month. It's spooky month. I'll probably be doing this quite a few times. So until next time, this is JT Channel. I am JT, and I will see you then.